Good morning, it's 9 a.m. It's time to call to order our July 22nd, 2021 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. Our first item is to approve the minutes of the June 24th, 2021 Oklahoma City Airport Trust meeting. Is there a motion and a second? And it is approved. Okay. Our next item is the director's report.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Keith, Assistant Director of Airports, sitting in this morning for Mr. Cranenberg, and I am very glad to be with you today. I do have a couple of items for the director's report, Mr. Chairman. First, I would like to remind everyone that Breeze Airways launched new nonstop service to Tampa, Florida on July 1st, and new nonstop service began on July 15th to New Orleans and San Antonio. Also wanted to report that we had a very good month of enplanements for June, and in comparison to our 2019 levels, we're only down about 18%, which is actually an increase of about 8% from our May levels. So the airport is very busy right now, and on that note, I would want to remind passengers arriving at the airport to fly out that they should arrive 2 hours in advance of their flight. This concludes the director's report this morning, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Our next item is Will Rogers World Airport.
Under Will Rogers, item A is a ratification and approval of addendums number 1 and 2 for the Delta Airlines operations space build-out, the recommendation regarding bids open on June 30th, and awarding the contract to Timberlake Construction Company in the amount of $352,000 and approving the contract and bonds. Item B is to approve change order number 3 to the construction contract with W.L. McNatt and Company for the Aircraft Lavatory Waste Disposal Facility for an increase of $467.02 and 7 calendar days. Item C is to approve change order number 6 to the construction contract with Wind Construction Company for the reconstruction of Station 2 and replacement of moving walks for an increase of $116,546.77 and 90 calendar days. Item D is to approve the plans and project manual submitted by Benham Design for the terminal building roof repairs and replacement project and authorize advertisement for bids to be opened on August 25th. Item E is to adopt a resolution of the trust authorizing the Director of Airports to apply to the City of Oklahoma City for the closing of public ways on the Mike Maroney Aeronautical Center and authorizing the Municipal Counselor's Office to file an action in the District Courts of Oklahoma and Cleveland counties to foreclose the right to reopen. Item F is to approve change order number 3 to the construction contract with DeWitt Construction Company for the Terminal Apron Reconstruction Project for an increase of $55,814.26 and 87 calendar days. Item G is to approve change order number 28 to the construction contract with Timberlake Construction Company for the terminal renovation and expansion project for an increase of $336,101.73 and 3 calendar days. Item H, adopt a resolution declaring a certain structure located at 6300 Terminal Drive to be surplus to the needs of the Airport Trust, authorizing the chairman to execute a release of lien for the structure and authorizing the disposal of said structure. Mr. Chairman would request approval for all items under Will Rogers.
Okay, you heard the request for approval. Is there any questions? Is there a motion and a second? The item passes. Next is Wiley Post Airport.
Under Wiley Post, item A is a ratification and approval of change order number 7 to the construction contract with Hunter Mechanical and Controls for the mechanical and plumbing systems replacement project for an increase of $2,070, accept the completed project, and place the maintenance bond into effect. Mr. Chairman, I would request approval for the Wiley Post item.
Okay, you heard the request for approval. Any questions? Is there a motion? Second? And the item passes. The next item is general.
Under general, item A is to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, the construction project status report, and the budget to actual report as of June 30th, 2021. Mr. Chairman, I would request approval for all items under general.
Okay, under general, are there any questions? Move and second. And the item passes. Okay, our next item is lease and other agreements.
Under lease and other agreements, item A is to approve the audit contract with Allen Gibbs and Hewlett to exercise the 5th annual renewal for the performance of the FY 2021 annual audit of the Airport Trust and Airports Enterprise Fund in the amount of $44,234, effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022 for all 3 airports. Item B, approve supplement number 4 to the hangar and office lease agreement with the Cooper Family Management Company, 700HC, Interstate Helicopters, Citation Aviation, Radio Flyer, and 7-Eleven Holdings to amend revised Exhibit C, effective August 3rd, 2021 through August 31st, 2023, and this is at Wiley Post. Item C, approve a ground service agreement with In-Time On-Time Chauffeur Services, LLC at Will Rogers. Item D is approve a ground service agreement with Hyatt Place, Oklahoma City at Will Rogers. And item E is approve amendment number 1 to the airline use and operations agreement with Breeze Airways effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024 at Will Rogers. Item F, approve a interlocal agreement with the state of Oklahoma by and through the Oklahoma Arts Council to secure a location at Will Rogers World Airport for the display of public art effective July 22nd, 2021 through November 30th, 2022. Item G, approve a assignment and assumption agreement with approving Setzer Properties OKC LLC's assignment of all of its interest in the lease and operations agreement with the trust to Setzer Properties OKC DE LLC and grant consent and an estoppel certificate confirming the status of the lease and operations agreement at Will Rogers. Item H, approve supplemental agreement number 22 to the lease and operations agreement with Atlantic Aviation to reduce some ramp area, correct a scrivener's error, and adjust the rents accordingly, retroactive to February 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2030 at Wiley Post Airport. Mr. Chairman, would request approval for all items under lease and other agreements.
Okay, we've heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and a second? And the item passes. Okay. Next item is a resolution ratifying the actions of the Director of Airports and approving the requisitions dated July 22nd, and the resolution approving requisitions dated, again, July 22nd, 2021.
Request approval of requisitions, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there a motion and a second? And the item passes. Are there any comments from trustees? Any comments from staff? Any citizens wishing to be heard? Well, I appreciate everyone coming out this morning. We are adjourned.